Well, Miss Pat, I am taking this video for Scott Warden's wife. I think this is going to be a Christmas present for her.
Oh, wow.
So, what I want you to do is just tell Kathy Merry Christmas for Scott.
Okay.
And tell us a little bit about this beautiful basket. And I think I started this little basket thing here, so
Okay.
he was so excited about it. So just tell us a little bit about the basket and how you got started making baskets.
Okay, Kathy. Merry Christmas to you from Scott. You have a rice fanner. This is called a rice fanner. It's made from sweetgrass, palmetto, pine needles, and bulrush. Well, first of all, let me tell you a little about myself. I've been doing baskets, sweetgrass baskets, for over 50 years. When I was a little girl, I guess about 7 years old, my grandmother taught me and all my siblings, 12 siblings, not only us, but the whole neighborhood. Everybody would gather under the big oak tree in the summertime, and we had to learn how to do sweetgrass baskets. It wasn't if we wanted to, it's something we had to do. We had to do it, and we had to do it right. If you didn't do it right and Grandma saw the least little flaw, boy, we wanted to go play, you know, hopscotch and hide and seek, but we had to tear it down and start all over again. So you have a very unique piece here. I started it with the pine needles. First, what we do, we make a knot, and we wove it in a coil-like fashion. It's woven with, we use the end of a spoon as our tool, and it's all woven. And to be honest with you, the pattern really comes in my mind as I'm doing it. Sometimes when I start, it's like I know what I'm going to do, but most of the time it's just like, oh, I'll go in this direction or that direction. So I learned it from my grandma. My grandparents, we are one of the original families who started the sweetgrass basket.
Oh, wow.
We go way back. My grandfather and grandmother lived on Boone Hall Plantation. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's in Mount Pleasant in the 7 Mile area of South Carolina. My grandparents, my grandfather, he was like over some of the slaves, so he had priorities to a lot of things that the others didn't. So they had a house on Boone Hall Plantation, and they had 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. And my aunt, who is now 98 years old,
Oh my gosh.
she lives in New York City. She was born in one of the houses on Boone Hall Plantation. And if you ever have the privilege of visiting, you could visit that big house and you will see her picture in there.
Really?
Her name is Viola Jefferson. Yes, I'm a
Wow.
Jefferson. We are some of the first people that learned how to do the baskets. And then my grandfather, they gave them some land, which was like maybe a mile from Boone Hall Plantation. And they started a family. The family started growing because my aunt was the first one that was born, and then the 3 came afterwards. Well, sweetgrass basket was one of the only things that the women, well, the men did it too, but mainly the women did the baskets. They even went out and harvest the sweetgrass. They had the children. We would go and get the pine needles, and the men got the palmetto because they had to climb the trees for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but so I know how to get all my materials. I can if I wanted to, but I choose to buy mine. And believe me, I buy the best. I know who to buy it from. I know what to look for. That's why some of your baskets are more prettier, are stronger, because of the material they get. And it's how you cure it. It's a certain way to cure it too. So
Right.
all that came from Grandma. Mom had 12 children, so she couldn't teach us a whole lot. So after I graduated from high school and went to New York for 6 years, came back home to live with my parents, my mother taught me how to do how to do handles, how to come up and actually make a basket. All Grandma taught us was the basics, which was the most important thing. That's what she taught us. So now today, I've been doing this as a hobby. And believe me, it's the love of my life. I love to do this better than anything I could think of. I put my whole heart and soul in every piece. And I'm so happy that you're getting a piece too. And I'm sure it's going into a home that it's going to be well displayed, because I heard that you're a lover of them, that you have lots of pieces. So your husband, he thought so much of you that he wanted to give you this for Christmas. Like I say, it's an original rice fanner, but as you can see, I did a whole lot more to yours. Most of them would stop like right down here, but I brought it up a little bit higher and gave it some more modern techniques, like around the edges. Like you see, like you have the little pine nuts on them.
Those are beautiful.
That's some decorations. We call these little roses, little rosettes around it to decorate it. And I thought I'd put all the colors in it. You have your bulrush is the most sturdier, like around the edges of the bulrush. And this is the sweetgrass. And I just kind of kept a pattern, bulrush, sweetgrass, and just kept it going like that.
And then it's the palmetto.
And then
that
it's the
you use.
right to wrap
Right.
it. It's woven with the palm leaves.
Okay.
First, when you get it, most of the material are green when you get it. The sweetgrass is green, and you just lay it out in the sun, and the sun dries it and cures it. And believe it or not, I have sweetgrass in my shed that I've had for like 10 years.
Really?
They just keep getting prettier and prettier.
Oh,
So
wow.
when you make your baskets, they're really cured. The same thing with the palmetto. The palmetto will dry out and get real dry. All you have to do is put it in some water, and it comes back like, ooh, green.
I
Like
was
you
going to
just-
ask if there's any special care, if you should mist them down and just give them a little moisture on occasion, or if there's anything special you should do.
Okay. Well, know that everything's natural. Everything's come from nature. Everything's in the water when you get it. The palmetto gets wet. The grass gets wet. The pine needles.
Right?
So water will not hurt it. You could spray it down. If it gets dry, it shouldn't. But if it's in a real dry place and it gets dry, you could spray it down, but you just have to make sure it dries out, that it doesn't stay moist, so
Right.
it won't mildew.
Right.
But water tightens it. Water makes it more sturdy.
Oh.
If I'm
okay.
on a show somewhere like outside, like in the summertime, I do different shows at Kiowa and Wild Dooms, and they get wet. Oh my God, they get so hard and tight. It just gets tighter. So, you know, you're not going to let water sit in it for a period of time.
Right.
But if you spray it down, it just makes it lively.
Right.
It brings back the color,
Right.
so the water will not hurt it.
Well, this is a beautiful basket, and I know that I have so enjoyed mine, and I just thank you for sharing a little bit of your history with us and your love for family and these baskets. And I can assure you it's going in a good home. It's going to have lots of love around it and be displayed proudly. So I know I'm thankful, and I know Kathy and Scott will be as well, to have a piece of your history and South Carolina history in their new Savannah home.
All right.
So,
okay.
Merry Christmas to you, Miss Pat. You're a great lady.
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Amy.